Hello, everybody. Welcome, Realtors Toolbox. Loving life.
Let's go.
Got Realtor Rich and Miss Michelle Haas. How's everybody today?
Doing good.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Doing great, Lucy. Thank you.
So today we are going to show you guys how to sell a mobile home, and I will go ahead and give it to you, Miss Michelle.
Hey, all right. So today we're talking about mobile homes in parks. We'll do another video, mobile homes out of parks on land. But today we're talking about mobile home parks, what to do, what not to do, what's going to make you look like a rock star. And that's our big goal. So our whole story today starts with you being a listing agent for a mobile home. You're going to start with the usual things. You're going to go talk to the seller. You're going to run your comps in the park, like property to like property. You're going to figure out how much that mobile home is worth. And when you go over to their home and you talk to them, you'll do the usual things. Why are you selling? What's going on? How fast do you want to sell? How can we get you spruced up a little bit? What are some changes we can do? I mean, it's a mobile home, but do everything that you do. Clean it up, get ready. And once you have a date, let's just say, for example, your listing is going to go live on Thursday. You've got a couple of days to go. And your photographer is showing up on Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I have a photographer story for you. I'll tell it to you later. But your photographer shows up on Wednesday. You're going to go live on Thursday. Hold on. The very thing you're going to do before that is call the mobile home park office. You're going to talk to the manager. You're going to make friends with that manager. That's going to be your new buddy. You're going to schmooze a little bit and be buddies. And you're going to ask questions like, what's the process for a buyer to buy this home? You're going to want to know the requirements for anybody who comes, because the questions you're going to get is, can I have a dog here? You're going to want to know that. How much is the space rent going to be when I get here? You're going to want to know that, because today your client pays $850, but the new guy is going to pay $900. So those are things that buyers want to know, and they're going to come to you. You're going to want to know any of the restrictions. Anything about the pool, is there a pool? Is there a clubhouse? You want to know everything you can about the park. Anything a buyer might ask. Ask the manager, get to be buddies. Okay, if somebody wants to buy this, do they come to the office to apply? Do they apply online? How long is the waiting period before they get approved? Is it 24 hours? Is it 3 days? How long does it take? You're managing your expectations, right? So you're going to put all these expectations together. You're going to know what is needed, what is not needed. Is there a minimum credit score? And so you're kind of separating out what is expected by the park and what is expected by the lender. In the case that the client doesn't have a lender because they have enough cash to cover the cost of the mobile home, that buyer most likely still needs to go through the mobile home park. They still need to apply at the office, and they still need to have a minimum credit score in most cases. So you have to ask these things. Parks today are trying to increase their, clientele, credibility. I'll just leave it at that. They're trying to kind of raise the culture of the parks, and they want to know who's coming and going. And we don't care if you're paying cash. We want to know that the parks want to know that they're going to get paid their space rent moving forward. To them, an indication of a low credit score is a possibility of them not getting paid. So that's why they're going to look for that.
That's right.
So ask those questions of the park manager. Let him or her know, hey, you know what? I'm going to sell such and such an address, and it's going to go live on Thursday. And parks are like little beehives, communities. They all talk to each other. They all know each other. If you say, "Hey, I'm selling this particular home," you don't never know who's coming because they all watch each other. So get to know that person. The next call you're going to make is to the title company. So here in California, we use title companies. We know that's not true for every state out there. But for those of you who use title companies, not every title rep will do a mobile home transaction. So call your favorite title company and say, "I'm selling a mobile home this time. Can you do it?" And if they can't, they'll probably refer you to somebody who can. And let your title rep know, "Hey, you know what? I'm going live on Thursday. This is what we're going to do. This is the address," and so on. And be ready. Because if somebody wants to write an offer, you have that title rep in line to be ready for that. And the next thing we want to talk about is the lender. What does the lender need to know with the buyer and the seller? So Richie, you want to talk about some of the lender portion?
Yeah. I got a couple of things on this. I mean, I guess one of the big things is, the park is going to want to approve the buyer. Kind of covered that a little bit. And that's probably the most important thing for someone bringing a buyer, for the listing agent, and, trying to get that manufactured or mobile home sold in the park is getting them approved with the park. And so back to your thing about becoming best buddies with the park managers and people that you're going to be working with to get this done, you want to be in their favor because you're going to try to get these things done, and you're going to be working just as closely with the park manager and management as anything else. So that's super important. And then, of course, you're sliding into, is the borrower going to be able to get approved for the financing? So jumping to financing, one of the big advantages for the buyers is, could it be that the market is really inflated, prices are high, and affordability becomes a big deal? This can be a great alternative for people that otherwise can't qualify to buy. Maybe they have great income, great work history, great credit, but they just don't have enough to purchase at the lowest levels of single-family homes. This is the way into owning real estate, and they're going to have to qualify for some financing here as well, just like anything else, unless they're going all cash, which of course they can do that. But diving in on lenders for mobile homes and manufactureds in a park, because the space is leased or rented, many lenders won't do these types of loans. So you're looking for a specific lender that will do these types of loans. And then you're also looking at the restrictions. So what's required by the lender? These things are important. Age can be a restriction for some, but not for all. Michelle, you and I were talking about this the other day because, as we know, you have one of these listings currently. But what is the deal with the age? Maybe you could touch on that just briefly.
Technically, a mobile home is a home that is manufactured 1976 or prior, and a manufactured home is 1977 or newer, if I remember that right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it was something like that. So to speak to what you were saying, yeah, some of the lenders have a restriction there.
Yep. And so it's super important as the listing agent to have some good referral partners ready to go that are going to be able to do these types of loans. So regular, typical residential home lending, they're lending on the structure and the land, and they want it to be that way. So in this case, it's different. They're only going to be lending on the structure and not the land. So it's important to make sure that you've got that part figured out and have some good sources to be able to refer people to as you get people that become interested, especially if it's a nicer location, if it's a nicer property, you're going to want to be ready to go because people will move on these quickly because of the affordability reasons.
Absolutely.
So, yep. And so with that being said, Michelle, did you want to jump in and chat a little bit about the forms? What's involved with, writing this up?
Okay, so just to talk a little bit about the forms that you'll use as a listing agent, you're going to use a residential listing agreement, but then you're going to include the manufactured home listing addendum. That addendum is going to specify any HUD numbers, serial numbers, there's some additional information there. You will likely not be able to fill out the entire form because not all of the form applies. And then if you are writing an offer for your buyer for a manufactured home or a mobile home, you use the residential purchase agreement. And then you'll also, one of the check boxes there is a manufactured home addendum. So the listing agent will have an addendum, the buyer's agent will have an addendum, and then and those things specify serial numbers and HUD numbers, things like that. And if you get it wrong, don't worry, your title rep will correct you. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If you found this to be very helpful, please do subscribe below. And if you guys happen to have any questions or comments, please do go ahead and comment below, and we'll be surely to get back to you guys. Thank you so much, Michelle, and thank you, Realtor Rich. So much great information on how to sell a mobile home. I've learned a lot just in this video alone from you guys. Thank you so much. Realtor's Toolbox, everybody.
Hey.
Let's go. Awesome.
Next time.
Have a great day.